Welcome back to Tarot by the Bay. I'm David. All right. Donald Trump apparently is sending Elon Musk over to Fort Knox to make sure all the gold is there. Now, to be fair, the last time Fort Knox was audited apparently was in 1974. President Ford was in office at that point, and he went down there with journalists to basically show some transparency with the gold in Fort Knox. And it hasn't been audited since. I'd say 50 years is probably an overdue amount of time for it. Now, as we delve into conspiracy theory land, we would be remiss in not mentioning Alex Jones apparently is saying that all the gold from Fort Knox is gone. Completely stolen. How Alex Jones would know that is questionable. He seems to have very questionable sources. That doesn't mean he's wrong. You know, a broken clock is right twice a day. You know what I mean? And even a blind squirrel finds a nut. Hi, blind squirrel. Not that blind squirrel, just an actual blind squirrel. So it could possibly be that there's been people stealing money from Fort Knox. That's entirely possible. And the reason why you do audits is to trust but confirm. So, is the audit a good thing? I think so. Is Elon Musk the best person to lead this audit? Nope. But in his quest to be a James Bond villain, this is just checking another box on his resume to qualify as a James Bond villain. I think also Trump wants Musk to do that because it's one of those extremely high profile, high visibility type things. You know, like Trump's executive order banning paper straws and returning plastic straws. Does that solve anything in this country? Does that make America great again? Does that put food on people's tables? No, but it's some high publicity thing that makes people grumble. Maybe he'll sign an executive order getting rid of daylight savings time too. You know, the hard-hitting initiatives that we as Americans need. But, again, going to Fort Knox, it could be spectacular. Have live cameras and do he can hold the Discord channel and answer questions or something like that on X and sitting on a bunch of gold in Fort Knox. Now, the amount of ounces of gold that they have at Fort Knox is amazing. It's in this article here. Let's see. I haven't done 147 million ounces of gold. Now, if we were just to divide that by 16 ounces in a pound, is it 12? No, 16 ounces in a pound, I believe. You're still looking at 100 million pounds of gold, ballpark. How are you going to count that? I would say it would be easier to, one thing you do is you measure the area of it and you could do the mathematical calculation. But if somebody's putting lead blocks in between the gold ones, it's probably a reason why they don't audit it very often is it would take a while to do it. But that doesn't mean it shouldn't be done. So we're going to try and find out, why is Trump sending Musk down there? Will this take the pressure off of the whole Doge thing where Elon Musk is the lead of Doge, but actually he really isn't? In a non-court filing, he's the director of this department. In the court filings, he's just a senior advisor to the President of the United States. Which is it, Donald? Which is it? Which now brings us to Fort Knox, because you could just see the pay-per-view coming. Donald Trump gold bars or Elon Musk gold bars. For the mere price, the cat's about to join us here. Let me get you down so you can see the amazing leap as he jumps up there to let me know that he's woken up from his nap. He wants food and attention. Hi, Nico. How are you doing? Say hello to the audience, please. There. Give everybody a hello. Okay, now Nico's going to get moved onto a chair. Okay, so we will now resume. We have our cat here to make sure I'm shuffling the cards and doing all the things I need to do. This will be for entertainment purposes only. Let me get you up. Get him a little closer. For all you cat lovers out there who just don't get enough cats in your day. There. A little more cat. See the green eyes lighting up the screen here. Okay, let's give energy around Trump, Musk, and Doge. All right, it's a brand new adventure that they've just announced. Elon Musk is going to the deserts to confirm that Prince Tutankhamun's grave hasn't been robbed. The Sphinx is still there, and oh yeah, let's go to Fort Knox too. Huh. Crossed with the Eight of Swords, there's a feeling of being stuck. Like they're forced to. What's going on with that? Being held hostage. Restricted. I think it... Okay. There you go. With all the court cases... with all the court cases that are going on right now, Elon can't just keep going willy-nilly busting into federal databases and such to get the information that he's been rooting around and digging in. So because he's being tied down in the courts, they're going to have to do something visible for Elon to do that the courts can't block him. And this will serve the purpose of telling the base how Donald Trump's making sure that the country is well taken care of. This is purely a PR campaign. Yeah. That doesn't mean they won't find anything wrong. It could be that half the gold is missing. And if there is, then absolutely this should be investigated and lots of prosecution should happen. But on the off chance that that's not what's going to happen, this is starting off as a public relations thing. In the past, you got the Eight of Wands, the Gish Gallop, all the things that Trump is doing to swamp the system is being slowed down with the courts. So you need something to keep the momentum going with Elon Musk. Yeah, current situation of the Tower card. His investigations are coming to a halt. When he says there's $8 billion missing and it's $8 million because math is hard. And he says 150-year-olds are kept in Social Security, and you find out that's just an artifact of using the Cobalt language. And no, not only are 150-year-olds not getting Social Security stops paying people after they're 115. This could, again, if he finds something, this could bring the whole house down. Trump's the savior of the world, but I think really what's happening is that Musk's investigations are getting decapitated, so they need something different. Overarching energy is the heartbreak and the betrayal. Huh. If I had asked if the gold was there, that'd be a really interesting one. What's going on with that? There's some shenanigans going on here with this. There's some shenanigans going on. That would be interesting. Okay, again, it could be that he's right. But I think it's more that when Alex Jones says there's no gold there, Trump is like, again, he's like that kid who believes everything he sees on TV. And he trusts Alex Jones. So he wants to move quickly and blow the lid off of this. But what Trump doesn't understand is Alex Jones has been lying to him the whole time. Because it helps his ratings. And then Trump will be upset when he finds out that everything is still there. Yeah, this is just more of a passion play for Trump. It's almost like he's like a little kid who believes everything he's told. It's almost like there's no conspiracy theory that he doesn't love, and this is just a juicy one. Just kind of like he let loose all the Kennedy assassination papers and such. You know, okay, good. Let the conspiracy theorists have at it. They have all the information they want. I just think this is another one of those as seen on TV moments for Donald Trump. Now, just because that's my opinion on things and my interpretation of the cards, and it makes for good TV and good announcements and stuff like that, I'm curious, okay, first off, it should be a four-carder. Will this Musk-led audit actually happen? That's the first thing. We can't assume it will. But let's say that's... by the way, the last tour of Fort Knox base was in August of 2017. Mitch McConnell, Mnuchin, and a few congressional representatives entered the base. The first non-authorized personnel to visit in over 40 years, according to the U.S. Mint. But the actual audit hasn't taken place in 50 years, according to this administration. I would find it hard to believe that the folks at Fort Knox don't do an audit, but I don't know the answer to that. Will this audit actually happen? The World card, bringing things to a close, or bring things full circle, decisions that need to be made. High Priestess, ask the questions, get the answers. This is a great audit card. The Passion with the Ace of Cups, and the Seven of Wands. I do think it will. I think with the World card here, they're gonna close this thing. It's a lot of questions need to be answered. They're gonna come in and ask the questions and get the answers. What's driving the audit? It's just, again, Trump's passion for that. And it's kind of like, maybe we'll even find something. Maybe something will come out of this. What might come out of that? Hanged Man. Well, you could end up finding something, or you could end up looking like a fool. It really depends on how much you double down on on it. But from those cards, I would say, yeah. I'd say there's going to be an audit. It's the first one. And if this is the first audit in 50 years, then, yeah, we're overdue for one. What do you think? Are we overdue for one? You don't care. You're a cat. Yeah. Nico's his tail is so... I don't think you can really see it. Just the tip is just like... Whoop, whoop. Would you audit Fort Knox? He's not answering me. There's no pudding pops in this. All right. You're getting a whole big cat thing here. Maybe let me lighten up the screen a little bit. Make the black cat a little bit less black. There, how's that? I'm a little more washed out, but you don't care because cats. You can actually almost see him. The kitten, Elle, she's easy to see. All those wild colors on her. All right, so back to the reading here. Yeah, about a third of you came for the reading. The other 2/3, they heard about a cat being on the video. Don't underestimate the power of having a cat in your video. Will the audit of Fort Knox find widespread grifting, fraud, theft, or otherwise large amounts of missing gold? I'm not talking like small amounts, petty theft type stuff. I'm talking like, groundbreaking major stuff. Like 10% missing would be huge. 5% missing would be huge. 1% would be unacceptable. But, you get the idea. It's like if they're missing a 100th%, check your records. But if 10%'s gone, if it was Putin's thing, then half of it would be gone at least. Will they find something? Will they find some major differences? There is a celebration here. Does that mean yes? Does that mean no? Let's do the full Monty here. Okay, there's a celebration challenged by the world. And the Chariot. Are we celebrating the audit? Let's just keep reading. Okay, so we got the Three of Cups, the foundation of the reading, crossed by the World card, and the Chariot underneath. Could be they have a successful audit. They've closed the circle on it. Everybody's celebrating because there's nothing left in here. But with the Chariot card, it could be that there's more audits to come. Let's see what we've got going on. In the past, we got the Magician. Things have disappeared. Maybe Trump's onto something. Maybe some of this gold has been laundered throughout the world. But we've got the Magician card, the Illusion card. Current situation is the Five of Cups. Some stuff could be gone. Or it could be that the audit's fine. The Death card. On the overarching energy. The lesson to be learned is the mystery. Huh. I would not be surprised. Okay, well, here's some things. I'm going to read this a couple of different ways. One, Elon can announce a successful audit where they found the fraud and they're going to continue their audits of other military bases. That, let's say Elon's not telling the truth. It's another illusion that, they were hoping to find something. They really didn't find anything. But, they can't let it end here. To create the mystery and keep a lid on it so you can keep searching and justifying your existence. That kind of fits. Let's say they do find something. Celebration. Now, we're going to expand our search around the world. They've been hiding this from us. We've uncovered some shenanigans. We bringing this thing to an end, and there's a mystery here. We don't know where it went, but then the government keeps a lid on it as they investigate further. That's a possibility. Here's the third one, and I think this is the one that probably fits the best. They have a successful audit. It brings the audit to a close. They went looking to see if there were problems. They really didn't find anything. They found maybe they could have found some things like with security that could be better, or gold that's been misplaced or not accounted for, or something along those lines. But overarching energy is there's just no there. It brings this investigation to a close. As with any audit, there's going to be questions asked, and you may not always get all the answers to the questions you're asking. But there may not be a great conspiracy here. These two cards are interesting because on a low energy, and then, it puts a cap on it. And you can continue doing audits, but audits take time to do right. And maybe they go too quickly on this. What's interesting is this little part right here. On a low energy, the Magician's about illusions, and the Moon is about sneakiness and hiding things from folks. Keeping secrets on it. Maybe the missing gold in Fort Knox could be found on a grave site on one of Trump's golf courses. In Bedminster or someplace like that. Yep, just saying. There could be gold in the ground. In Fauna's coffin. I don't think they're going to find anything. Let's just get a little four-carder. I just wanted to get more of that. It's going to be a successful audit. Now, if it gives them the answers they want, that stands to... that's not been determined yet. But I do think the audit's going to happen. I do think it will be a successful audit, which could either mean that everything is on the up and up, or it could mean that there have been shenanigans going around over the last 50 years, and that could inspire more investigations. And that spread could certainly go that way. Will the government come away saying that, will they represent that massive amounts of gold have been taken from Fort Knox? And by that I mean Trump and Elon Musk with this proposed audit upcoming shortly. The devil, corruption, keeping a lid on things, keeping quiet. The tower thing has come crashing down. And the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. If there was, Trump won't be allowed to say anything about it. He'll want to expose it and bring the whole government down, but he's told he cannot talk about it while more investigations are going on, and he's restricted in this. That would be if they do find corruption. If they don't find corruption, they're going to say there was corruption. And obviously the deep state has been keeping a lid on this, and they want to investigate further. And that would go well with the Chariot card on that previous one and the Illusion card. I think, regardless of what they find, Trump is going to say that they found money was missing from Fort Knox. And they have to expand their investigations to other forts. Because I believe I read in here, oh yeah, it says, the U.S. Mint states that there are 147.4 million ounces of gold at Fort Knox, more than any other base. So apparently there are other military bases that hold gold. Now, probably for folks in the military, you're saying, duh, who didn't know that? Well, I didn't. I'm familiar with Fort Knox because, of course, Bugs Bunny cartoons, because we all know our history and everything that's going on in this country because of Bugs Bunny cartoons. So maybe they might look at other bases. That's the problem with an administration like Trump's, is that he lies so much that you can't actually trust when he's telling you the truth. Your default is to say, yet another lie. And he could actually be telling the truth on something, and those of us on this side don't get the message because he lies about everything, that sometimes when you lie so much, you accidentally say the truth, and then nobody believes you. Back to the boy who cried wolf type thing. And that's a consequence of his behaviors. If there's theft going on there, I hope it's found out and it's investigated and those who perpetrated the theft are held accountable. If there's no theft, I would like there to be said that there's no theft. The one thing that would be unacceptable is to say that there's theft there when there isn't. But that, unfortunately, that mindset seems to permeate the Trump and the Trump administration, so we can't really we don't believe when he speaks. We don't believe our lying ears, because it's not our ears that are lying; they're just hearing the lies. And I could go on, but let's just end this. Thank you very much for watching this video and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it. This reading is for entertainment purposes only, but I hope you found it insightful, and I'll catch you on the next video. Take care.